Okay, so for this lab, we're going to detect an ARP poisoning attack using Wireshark. And the first thing we have to do, which is part 1 of the lab, is launch the actual ARP poisoning attack. And we're going to do this using the Cain Enable tool. So once we get here, the first thing we have to do is start the sniffer, which will detect all the hosts on the LAN. So we go over here, click Start Stop Sniffer, and then what we can do is navigate to the sniffer icon, and we can see all of the hosts detected on the LAN. And as we can see here, 192.168.1.1 is the router. So then we're going to actually start the ARP poisoning attack, which right here is called Start Stop APR. So click this, and the second thing we're going to do is click the APR tab here down at the bottom. Now once we get to this point, you most likely will not have this type of setup. So in order to get to where I am, what you need to do is click here in the blank space, which will bring up this plus icon. Click Add to List, and what we're going to do is select the router, and then we're going to select every host on the right. Basically, this is a classic man-in-the-middle attack. What this means is that packets coming from the router will be sent to us through a duplicate IP of all the addresses on the right before they actually get forwarded to the actual host, and then vice versa. So click OK, and the ARP poisoning attack will begin. And now we're going to start part 2 of the lab, which is detecting the ARP poisoning attack using Wireshark. Okay, so for part 2 of the lab, we've already initiated the ARP poisoning attack. So now we're going to use an advanced packet sniffer called Wireshark to detect ARP poisoning and find the physical machine on the network. So we're going to get up Wireshark, and then the first thing we're going to do is go into here under the Start menu and select Ethernet. After that, we're going to go to the Preferences menu, which is the screwdriver and wrench icon. Click this and wait for it to load. Once this comes up, go into the Protocols menu, expand this, scroll down to ARP poisoning, which is under ARP/RARP, click this, and make sure these 2 boxes are checked. Once they are, if they're not already, click them both, hit apply, and click OK. Make sure Ethernet is still selected, and click Start to start the packet sniffing. Now we're sniffing packets. And in order to determine if ARP poisoning is actually occurring, what we can do here is go into the Analyze menu and scroll down to Expert Info and click this. Wait until this finishes loading. Now check the warnings. As we can see here, there's a warning of a duplicate IP address for every host that we selected when we used the Cain Enable tool. And again, this is classic man-in-the-middle attack. So the router is a duplicate IP address, and all the hosts as well. That way we can forward packets that are coming from the router to the actual host while intercepting those packets. We can check the notes as well. Duplicate acknowledge messages, select details. It's the same story. So click close, and to finally determine which machine on the network is causing the attack, stop the packet sniffing and start selecting random packets. So as we can see here right off the bat, we have this Hewlett-Packard machine, which is the machine I'm using to conduct the ARP poisoning attack, and a destination machine, this Gigabyte right here with this MAC address, and here's the MAC address of the Hewlett-Packard. So this doesn't really tell us much, so what we're going to do here is type ARP into the filter and click enter. I'm going to filter all these frames, and once we have that, we can start clicking on random packets to determine what they actually mean. So let's just scroll around, and okay, here's one with an Apple. This is a Mac machine. So we click this, and here we can see right away there's a duplicate IP address for the router, which is also in use by this MAC address. So here is the key. This MAC address right here matches this MAC address right here, which is the Hewlett-Packard machine. Now, this right here, this MAC address represents the actual router. So this right here is proof that an art poisoning attack is occurring and the Hewlett-Packard machine is responsible.
Get on the ground, dirtbag!
Cops is filmed on location with the men and women of law enforcement. All suspects are innocent until proven guilty in a court of law.
Wait, are you recording? Oh, okay. Alright, on this episode of Cops, we tracked down a cyber terrorist. He's somewhere in this basement. And I'm going to confiscate those as evidence later. But first, let me introduce you to my partner. This right here is Brandon Seagal, martial arts expert and brother of Steven Seagal.
That's actually Brennen, LT.
Okay, Brandon, let's go. So what we're going to do here is we're going to check each door and we're going to break in, we're going to arrest the cyber terrorist, and then we're going to actually recover any files that he may delete. So let's go. Okay, so for this, we have to be real quiet. And we can't go in there unarmed. So I brought my knife that I got when I was in the FBI. As you can see here. Very official. Anyway. Also, as you may know, every cyber terrorist / criminal out there is very athletic and super strong like Chris Hemsworth. And before we break in, I got the search warrant right here. Signed by judge. Anyway, let's go. Ready? Get ready for 1, 2, 3. Oh my God! It's Jon Snow! Oh, that was close. Okay. I can't really explain what just happened there, so I'm just gonna pull an Interstellar and say it was some sort of gravitational anomaly. Alright. Clearly it wasn't Jon Snow from Game of Thrones. So let's go over here now. We'll check this room. Alright. Well, since I lost my knife over in Westeros, I'm gonna pull out the big guns now. Yeah. Now we're rocking and rolling.
LT?
Wow. I was always too mentally unstable to have one of these. Alright, well, we'll use this instead. Alright, now we're just gonna rush in, change the plan. Ready, go.
Get on the ground, dirtbag!
On the ground! Okay. Wait, whoa.
LT?
Yeah.
Check it out.
What is this?
Did she go to school again?
I think so. Elizabeth, is that you?
That almost looks like Dr. Jade's wife.
Guys, get in the way.
LT,
Wait, what?
he's gone. What just happened?
Alright, well, forget about it. Anyway.
Get the evidence.
Okay, well, we're gonna search the computer now and find out anything that's been deleted. But in order to do this, we're gonna call in the experts and start part 2 of the lab.
So for the final part of the lab, we're going to use ProDiscover Basic to recover some deleted files on the USB that we obtained from the cyber terrorist that you saw in the intermission. First thing first, plug the USB in. As you can see, it's right here. Close this out. Launch ProDiscover Basic. Then once it comes up, project number put 1, project file name, we can call this example. So once we get to this part, we have to capture an image and add it. So what we're going to do here is expand the add menu and click capture and add image. And then once this comes up for the source drive, make sure the USB device is selected, as it is here. Select your destination, choose local path, and then type in a file name. So again, we'll just call this example, and we'll save it to the desktop. Save that. For discover format. For technician name, put your name. For image number, just put 1, and then click OK. After this, the image capture process will begin. So once the processing is complete, an image dialog box will pop up, click OK, and then after that, I'm going to go over here, navigate to the content view, expand the images, and then go here and click on the actual image of the USB. Here we can see all the deleted files. So here we're just going to look for any suspicious looking files. As we can see here, this one says stolen info, so we'll just right click this, hit copy file, and then copy it to our desktop so we can view it. Then we minimize Pro Discover, come over here to the file we copied, click on stolen info. As you can see here, stolen user accounts and passwords. And these were stolen using the man-in-the-middle attack, art poisoning, which we demonstrated. So congratulations, the lab is done.
Where'd they go?
Yeah, what happened to Brennen?
Well, on episode 2 of Cops, I think we're going to be trying to solve a murder.
I mean, Brennen, this clearly isn't a murder. He tripped and fell on his own sword.
Good point. Excellent.
Okay, let's go.